All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Click, Rank, and Bank webinar. We're going to feature an amazing platform, a platform that I really believe, ladies and gentlemen, is going to, I believe it's going to be a defining moment for a tremendous amount of us. All right, I believe that we're going to look back at the earlier part of 2017 as a time that was a defining moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this amazing platform. Maybe you're here for the first time. Maybe you have already registered with the platform and you're here to get more information. Whoever you are, wherever you're here, we're going to deliver the goods, okay? We're going to share with you with this platform. The goal with the platform is for you to ultimately develop $500 to $1,500 a month from your own efforts, that of you and your family, all right, even before you've done any marketing or what have you, because we know that most people suck at marketing. Most people are not good at marketing. And so the whole idea of this model is to get you making a few hundred to maybe $1,000, maybe $1,500 a month or so in what we call cash equivalents. Excuse me, I feel my throat is really dry and I feel a little tickle. Give me a moment. Excuse me. All right, and so let's say that we get you on that track to $500 to $1,500 a month. You'll understand what we mean by cash equivalents in a little bit. Then we're going to show you how to scale that up, because making money online, making money with mobile marketing, okay, is not as difficult as it comes across. It really is. Once you figure it out, we're going to share with you the secret sauce tonight. Once you figure out the secret sauce and you start making some dollars, all right, you want to take a percentage of those dollars and simply scale your business. Not unlike any other business in the world. You make some money, you don't go spend it all. You want to take some of that money and you want to recapitalize, reinvest it back into your business, okay? All right, so let's go to work. Let's go to work. All right, so our objective is to show you a believable path to generating $500 to $1,500 in cash equivalents, even if you suck at marketing. And then ultimately using that as, or at least a percentage of that, as our marketing budget that's going to help us to scale to a 6- or a 7-figure biz. And listen, I don't care if you have no technical skills. I don't care if you're not good at marketing. You're never going to have to do a live webinar if that's not your forte, if that's not what you're good at. Don't worry about any of that kind of stuff, okay? All right, so now let's talk a little bit about why so many people struggle in our industry. Some stats say that as much as 95% of the people that are trying to make money from home or online or using their mobile phone are struggling. And you know, when you think about it, it shouldn't be that difficult. This isn't brain surgery. You know, you just want to make, a few hundred extra dollars, some of you a few thousand extra dollars, some of you want a complete lifestyle change. And although we're going to show you some big numbers here, we're going to talk a lot about 6 figures. $100,000 a year or more in US dollar terms, 7 figures, $1 million a year or more in US dollar terms. Maybe you can't see that just yet. Well, let's get you making some money, and then you'll want to make a little bit more, and then you want to make a little bit more. There's a couple on the webinar, when they first got in this industry, they were looking to only make about $300 to $400 a month to really offset a bill that they had. I don't know if it was a car payment or I forget what the bill was. And 5 years later, they were making $50,000 a month in their business, okay? So now here's why people struggle. And we're going to share with you the secret sauce. All right, so now here's the secret sauce. Number one, we have to consistently drive high quality, laser targeted traffic, visitors. Okay, so most marketers are not consistently getting new sets of eyeballs, fresh sets of eyeballs on their offer. Now, if you follow what we teach, then you're not going to be relegated to only having to talk to your friends and your family. And if you have influence with friends and family, great. All right, but we know a lot of people are in the NFL club, no friends or family left, meaning when you log on to Facebook, your Facebook friends log off. Hey, if you're in the NFL club, I won't call your name, but if you're in the NFL club, just type into your questions box NFL. I want to get a sense of those that feel like even if I wanted to go and talk to my friends and family, they're not going to listen to me. If you're in the NFL club, in your questions box, put NFL. Yeah, see, I've got a few of them. I've got a few now. I got more than a few, okay? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make an announcement a little bit later on in the webinar. I just got off a very important conference call with someone that we're going to be bringing to our audience here real soon. So that will not be an issue. So you've got to drive high quality laser targeted traffic. I don't have the time to talk about how you're going to do that. Just follow me here. Ultimately, you're going to be doing this consistently. Number one, drive high quality laser targeted traffic. Number two, choose some type of lead capture mechanism. One of the mistakes that we see so many marketers making is they send people directly to their offer page. If they're promoting a network marketing company, they send them directly to the network marketing site. If they're promoting a weight loss product or a wellness product, they send them directly to the site that talks about the weight loss product or what have you. And the reason that's a huge mistake is, number one, most people are never going to join or buy. I'm not going to say not never. Most people are not going to join or buy the first time they hear your messaging. Okay. It used to be that people had to hear and see the messaging 7 times. Now it's probably more like 12. Okay. So you've got to touch them on multiple occasions. So what you want to do is, instead of exposing your offer prematurely, another problem that marketers have is they expose the name of the offer prematurely. And when they do that, then more often than not, their prospect goes and they start doing Google searches or Bing searches or YouTube or Facebook. And if they see someone with the messaging of that company and maybe they resonate with how they present or how they share or what have you, oftentimes they wind up joining that person as opposed to joining you or buying from you. And how do I know? Because I'm the guy that would position myself on YouTube so that when people heard about an offer, they go and type into YouTube the name of the offer, and guess who they would find? They would find yours truly, in many cases, maybe sometimes dominating the first and second pages. And so I have personally recruited a lot of people because of my skill set with YouTube. Well, listen, now I'm telling you, don't do that. Don't send people directly to YouTube. Don't send people directly to the offer where they know the name of the offer up front. Instead, what you want to do is you want to drive this traffic, all right, these visitors, to a lead capture mechanism where you're going to capture the lead. You're going to provide something of value up front, all right, a value exchange where you provide, hey, maybe it's a video series, all right? And if you say, well, I don't know how to do that, listen, we've got your back. I told you, just follow what we're doing. We already have the video series that you're going to be able to leverage. We'll launch that part in about 2 weeks. So you're going to have a lead capture mechanism. People are going to put in their best email address or maybe even a cell phone number. Now what's going to happen is that's going to add them to your list. See, what happens is marketers tend to put the cart before the horse. They put the offer, and offers are very important, obviously, and we want people to buy something or join something so we make some money, all right? But the offer isn't paramount, all right? What's paramount is your asset, which is your list. So what we want to do is we want to drive traffic. Here's the recipe, all right? Here's the secret sauce. Here's the holy grail. You want to drive consistent traffic, visitors, to some type of lead capture mechanism where you're going to provide value on the front end so that they will opt in and you start to build your list, okay? Now, once you have them in the list, you want to fulfill on your promise of providing value. And here's another issue that most marketers have, because even if they have a list, which most marketers don't, but even if they have a list, they don't quite know how to provide value to that list on a consistent basis. So one of the things that we're doing, and CRB is the marketing arm that we're using, that we're launching for my own personal growth of the underlying platform. And any one of you, no matter who your sponsor is, can leverage that as well. Okay, so you want to provide value. So you're going to talk about your offer, but you're only going to talk about your offer from a standpoint of the value that it brings. How does your offer help to alleviate the person's pain, the person's frustration? So let's say we're dealing with marketers, all right? And there'll be some campaigns where maybe we're dealing with people who aren't marketers, but let's say we're dealing primarily right now with marketers. What are their pains? Well, here's what we know. They know they need to get traffic, don't know how to do it, or don't have the money to pay for consistent marketing campaigns. They know they need to build a list, but they don't know how to build a lead capture page. And even if they had a lead capture page system, and even if they had an autoresponder, they wouldn't know what to say to their list. And so what we're going to do is we're going to, as people opt into our lists, there's going to be a robust follow-up sequence that's going to talk about everything that we're due to help them in the problems that they're having. And it just so happens that the offer that we present is a very big part of that, because it's going to allow them to generate up to $500 to $1,500 a month in cash equivalents, even if they suck at marketing. Okay, so let's remember our training objective: $500 to $1,500 a month, even if you suck at marketing. And ultimately, we're going to scale this to a 6 or a 7-figure biz. All right, so now let's talk about the niche that we are going to be involved in with the underlying platform that's going to pay us and pay us handsomely. It's a niche that we've never really seen in the home business arena. All right, we've seen nutrition in the home business arena. We've seen weight loss in the home business arena. We have seen over the past few years electricity in the home business arena. We've seen all travel in the home business arena, but this is one we've not seen, and that is the larger advertising universe. The larger advertising universe. All right, so I'm a big sports fan. I love my Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? And boy, we laid an egg in the AFC Championship game. We'll come back and we'll get them next year. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I watched the Super Bowl because I did not want Tom Brady to win his 5th Super Bowl ring. And I went online and I wondered, how much are people paying now for a 30-second commercial? Somewhere between $5 and $5.5 million for a 30-second commercial. So companies are pouring billions upon billions of dollars into advertising to get their name, their brand, their product, their service in the front of consumers, existing consumers, or potential consumers. Sometimes they're reminding them as to why you want to come back and buy some more from McDonald's, or why you need to try our product and service in the first place. Now, let's take a look at something that's happening, because there's a huge shift that's happening in this huge industry, the advertising industry, okay? Now, the advertising industry isn't the largest industry in the world, but it's the industry that no one has really tapped into from a home business standpoint, allowing Joe and Susie average, and I'm putting all of us in the Joe and Susie average basket here, because I've never tapped into advertising as well. All right, so here we go. Take a look at 2016, and what you're seeing is a chart that looks at U.S. ad spending. So this isn't even global. This is just ad spending by major corporations trying to get their message in front of a U.S.-based audience. All right, $70 billion was spent in 2016 in advertising just through TV. Now you see digital is $68 billion. Well, what's digital? Essentially all things internet. So anything dealing with internet advertising is going to fall in under digital, and mobile is a part of the digital ad spend, and you can see that mobile is gaining ground. As a matter of fact, when we go out to 2020, just what is that, 3.75 years from now, they're saying that digital internet spending for ads will dwarf that of TV ad spending and mobile ad spending. All right, you've got an app on your phone. You go and you play with the game on the app, or you use the app. If it's a business type of app or what have you, what are you seeing? You're seeing advertising, okay? Mobile will be $77 billion by the year 2020. It'll be on par with TV advertising. Now, ladies and gentlemen, up to this point, those were just numbers on a chart. That didn't really impact you and me. Now, it impacted what I like to refer to as the advertising elite. Well, who are these folks? People like number 4 on the 400 Forbes list, Mark Zuckerberg. Dude's worth $55 billion. And look at the brilliance of what he did, okay? He and the folks behind Facebook, they launched an advertising platform disguised as a social media platform. And so what we did is we joined Facebook for free. All right, and immediately they asked us, hey, do you want to invite all of your friends from your Gmail account or Yahoo or what have you? Sure. All right, and then all of a sudden we gave them access to our emails, and the system started sending out invitations and all that good stuff. And you look up, and now they have 1.6 billion users, and they're serving ads. So everything that they do within Facebook is to get a better understanding of the demographics. All right, so when you put in your age, when you put in where you went to school, when you put in, when you do a like, when you like a certain post or what have you, they've got they've got algorithms so that they know the best type of advertising to feature in your wall, in your wall, and on the right hand side, and now with your mobile and what have you. $55 billion. Okay, now we've not tapped into that unless you are a Facebook shareholder. What about Google? All right, so you look at number 9 and number 10 on the Forbes 400 list. You've got Larry Page, Sergey Brin, collectively worth over $76 billion. They are the advertising elites. There are other advertising elites that really take advantage, or they are beneficiaries of this huge advertising pie. And there's only been a few folks, if somebody was an actor or an actress, maybe on a sitcom or a drama, or maybe even a reality show, okay? Ryan Seacrest, you think he made a few bucks, with, what was the show? You know the show. Okay. American Idol. Okay. Did he make a few bucks? And where did that money come from? Advertising. Okay. Where did that money come from? Came from advertising. The NBA, big sports fan, NBA just signed not too long ago, huge advertising deal, or a huge deal with the networks, and the networks are funded by advertising. And so now you've got these basketball players that we don't even know their name. They're not LeBron James. They're not the biggest names out there. They sit on the pine. They sit on the bench. Many people don't even know who they are, other than maybe their friends and family. And they're making $10 and $15 million a year. Why? Because they're part of the advertising elite. Now, I'm not saying we're ever going to be the elite. I'm not saying we're going to get on the Forbes 400 list because we take advantage of the platform. I am saying that there's enough money there, and there really is no competition right now within the home business space. That's key. It doesn't mean there won't be some other companies that pop up in time. I hope they do, and I hope they're successful, because we believe in multiple streams of income, all right? But we've got this window of time where this platform that we're talking about is the only one that's doing it and already has contracts with major vendors. Okay, so the name of the company is called Divvee, all right? And what you're seeing is a picture of our mobile app. When we go on from, let's say, our Android phone, right now we can only use our Android, all right? Those of you that have Apple, they'll have Apple coming on at some point, but you're going to want to recap back into your business, maybe even on the front end. Go and get you an Android phone. You don't have to go get another plan or anything like that. You just need the phone so that you have Wi-Fi access, and now you can download and install the app. Now, there's got a couple things that are coming that are not available just yet. You see this little airplane here. We've got a travel portal. So by being a part of Divvee and being an upgraded member of Divvee, which is only $50 a year, US dollars. So obviously, if you're in a country outside the US, that might mean something different in your currency. So $50 a year is going to give you access to this travel portal. The travel portal itself is going to save you a lot of money in your travel. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of companies in our space that are in the travel business. Now, I've not seen the rates, but one of my very dear buddies who happened to go to the home office with a leadership meeting just a couple weeks ago saw the travel portal, and he told me that the prices that we will have access to are the lowest that he's seen. Especially when you compare it to everything that's out there. There's going to be a shopping portal here where we're going to be able to save money as we shop. But what happens is right here, there's going to be a number of actions that we're going to be able to take. Now, one of the things we're doing right now is we're watching videos right there from our phone or right there from our tablet, like 30-second videos about various mobile apps. And if you like the app, then you can download it and use the app, use it and play the game. I've downloaded several games. I've downloaded some other apps as a result. Well, what happens when you open up those apps? When you open up those apps and you use the apps, advertising, all right? So there are companies that will pay Divvee for Divvee's membership base going in and doing these types of actions. There'll be other actions like surveys. There'll be other actions where you'll get paid to maybe enter in an email address. Why? Because companies, in my own marketing, all right, I do a lot of paid marketing. So I pay to get my information in front of an audience, and then I want them to enter their email address or enter their cell phone number. And oftentimes I wind up paying somewhere between $3 to $5. I've paid as much as $12 for one lead in my advertising in Facebook. All right, so would a company pay $1 or pay Divvee $2 just to get a good email address? Certainly. There's going to be other offers where maybe you want to lose a little weight, and maybe there's a company that wants to get its weight loss product in the marketplace. They might offer a free trial, and you go in there and you say, well, yeah, I'd like to lose some weight, or yeah, I'd like to try the skin cream or what have you. Maybe it's a free trial, and just by you participating in that free trial, maybe you come back and buy it again, no obligation. Maybe you don't. All right, but just by participating in that free trial, guess what? You're going to be rewarded. Now, why? Why? Well, you've seen it on TV, right? You've seen on TV where there is the weight loss offer, there's the male testosterone product, there's the skin care line, and there's always a limited supply. You know how that works, right? All right, so there's a limited supply, and all you got to do is pay for the shipping and handling, and we'll rush it to you right away. Why are they doing that? Because they know if they get their product in the hand of the consumer, a percentage of them, and they probably know what the percentage is, will reorder and buy again and again and again. All right, so what's happening is, what Divvee has done is it already has contracts with over 100 brands. Over 100 brands, big companies. One company, I'm told, that either they already have a contract with or they're working on a contract with. So I'm not going to say the name of the brand. That brand is a company that is in the Dow 30. So when you hear about the Dow Jones Industrial hitting a new record high, well, that company is in that basket of 30 stocks. And that company is a worldwide name, and that company has a $17 billion a year ad budget. Well, if Divvee was able to get a contract, well, maybe it just got, 1% of that, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. All right. And there's at least 100, I'm told, 100 such contracts with companies and brands. And those of you that currently have your Divvee apps, you're going to start seeing more and more of that content, especially as we progress through this month. A lot of those things are just working on the technology to integrate that. Okay, so now what's going to happen is you're going to do these actions on, let's say, a daily basis, okay? It could be putting in your email address. It could be watching some videos about apps. And if you like the app, download it. If the app doesn't resonate with you, don't download it, okay? If you download the app, use it, see if it works. If you like the game or what have you. And then, there'll be surveys, there'll be all sorts of actions. I'm told that by the summertime, there might be as many as 38 different categories of actions. Watching videos is just one category. Filling out a survey is just one category, okay? We're at really the beta version of the system. Yes, the system allows us to get in. We've got a few bugs here and there, as you would expect with any beta, but this is positioning us to make some major revenue. Now, what's going to happen is, as you do your actions, and this depends on what country you're in. Some countries, this will happen sooner rather than later, like in the U.S., and I know Canada will be one of those countries soon, and Colombia is one of those countries soon. What's going to happen is, when you do your actions, you're going to earn rewards. Right now, they refer to these rewards as coins and then points. I want to talk about the points for just a moment. The points are going to be redeemable. So there's going to be a redemption center. You're looking at the redemption center now. You can see, for instance, consumer electronics, cameras, luggage, bags. And what happens is, you can actually take the points that you earn and you can use that to redeem for stuff. Consumer electronics, computers, phones, cameras, all kind of stuff. Golf clubs, all kind of stuff. Now, what we're going to focus on with our following and with our audience is redeeming the points for gift cards. And this is where the cash equivalent messaging comes in. Let's say that you did enough activity. And by the way, if you're married and if you have children 18 or older in your household, you would join the person that invites you to Divvee. All right. And then your wife, your husband, your son, your daughter, all right, will join through you, and then they'll be able to do the same actions, and they will earn their own points that they can redeem for gift cards as well. So we're going to want to redeem them for gift cards. And the reason being is, let's say that you earned enough points to where you can now redeem $1,000 worth of gift cards. Well, you'd want to redeem $1,000 worth of gift cards, in my example, for stuff that you, at places you would normally spend money. Walmart, Costco, Target. Maybe, maybe you go to the movies regularly, all right? Well, maybe you can redeem it for a gift card to go to the movies, or gift card to go to the restaurants that you would like. Now let's use Walmart as an example. $1,000 in gift cards for Walmart. Now you go to Walmart or you go online and you use a gift card. Well, that means that your cash didn't have to leave your pocket. That's what we refer to a cash equivalent. Now, it's that cash that we're going to use to start to scale our business. So keep this in mind. When you do your actions, you are going to you'll earn something called coins. You'll learn more about that. But more, I want to talk about the points tonight. You're going to earn points that ultimately we're going to want to redeem those points into gift cards so that we have the cash equivalent. Now, with our following, what I'm about to share with you, if you're cool with that, and the idea of maybe making a few thousand a month, or 6 figures a year, or 7 figures a year, if that's not where you are, then you can actually go on and simply connect with the person that referred you to the webinar and ask them for an invite. With our system, you only can get into our system if you have a personal invite. So you can ask them for an invite. The remainder of this webinar, okay, is for those of you that want to know our game plan to help you to scale your business to a 6 or a 7-figure business. All right, so that's who the rest of this webinar is for, okay? All right, so let's go to work. So one of the things that we have with our audience is we have what we call our pledge, okay? And you don't even have to be a part of our actual network. There's some people that are here, the person that maybe invited you to come to the webinar, they may not even be in what we call our organization. They're just part of our following. They heard about our messaging and it resonated with them or what have you. So it doesn't matter. Take the pledge. Take the pledge. The pledge says this, all right? The pledge says, I'm going to commit really to enough activities each day. And we have 50 on the screen. It may actually be less. It's really more what that is going to generate in terms of revenue, okay? In the earlier part of beta, we were able to do as many as 100, 120 activities a day, and it didn't take us hardly any time. Maybe watching a 30-second video. There's going to be other activities. And so what they are asking us to commit to is somewhere between about 15 and 30 minutes worth of time. I'm going to use the numbers we've used for the past few weeks, and then we'll tailor them because we're in beta. We'll tailor them as we see more and more in the marketplace. All right, so you're going to commit. Let's just call it committing to enough activities to where it helps you generate $500 to $1,500 a month. So if that's 20 activities a day, if that's 50 activities a day, what have you, okay? Now, it's the revenue that we want to generate, those cash equivalents. That's the main key, number one. Number two, from the cash equivalents that we're able to generate because of our activities, we're going to take 50 to 100% of that. This is for those who want to scale to a 6 or 7 figure biz. We're going to take 50 to 100% of the monthly cash equivalents, and that's going to become our marketing budget. Okay, we're going to use that. That's going to become the start of our marketing budget. We're going to use that to recapitalize or recap back into our business in the form of 3 major things. One, the proper tools. All right, so we'll teach you the tools that we use in our business, like lead capture page systems, like our click, rank, and bank system, like mobile marketing, like autoresponders. Those are tools. Resources. All right, let me share with you what I mean by resources. Right before we got on the webinar, I got off the phone of a gentleman who has agreed to become our in-house traffic generation guru. I know this gentleman. I've done business with this gentleman for years. He is sat at the feet at one of the top traffic generation gurus in our industry, and he has agreed to be our very special guest from time to time on live webinars. And he has a series of traffic generation products that you'll be able to get your hands on. And ladies and gentlemen, what he did, now listen, for my Divvee folks, I want you to hear me. My Raz folks, I want you to hear me. He just I know about one of his traffic methods and strategies. We'll have him on here real soon. He'll talk a little bit about that traffic method and strategy. You'll be able to get your hands on that resource. He placed one little small ad. It did not cost him anything because of the method that he uses. All right, he placed one little small ad on yesterday. He got 6 people from that one ad who did not know him prior to that point, who asked for an invitation to join him in Divvee from one ad that he placed yesterday, and it did not cost him one dime to place that ad. Okay? So you're going to want to get the resource, the course that teaches you how to do that. And it's very simple. It's not going to take you a week to get it. You'll probably, in about 2 to 3 hours, you'll know exactly what the strategy is, and you'll be able to start implementing it. And then ultimately, you're going to want paid marketing as well. Now, what he's doing, he's carving out a niche and teaching people ways to generate leads with little money out of pocket. All right. Now, he knows that ultimately to scale, you want to have paid marketing, but his heart is for folks that don't have much of a marketing budget to start. He's been in network marketing for years. He knows that most network marketers don't make any money. And so he has focused on strategies that were little to no money out of pocket so that people could start developing leads and things of that nature. Then as you start to generate money, now you can start to scale that into some higher forms of traffic generation and paid marketing. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 50 to 100% of our monthly cash equivalents, and we're going to make sure that we start getting the right tools to build our business, having the resources. Oh, let me grab this course over here and let me learn this traffic method. And now I know the traffic method. Nobody can ever take that away from me. All right. And we want to have some paid marketing as well, because ultimately you want to be at the point where you can put a lot of your business on automatic pilot. So you can go and you can take a vacation for 2 or 3 weeks and come back and your business is still running like a well-tuned machine because you've automated much of those processes. Okay. Now, last thing here. As you start having folks now joining you, and we're going to show you how you're going to make money when people in your organization are doing these daily actions. So they're doing actions so that they get their points, they can convert their points to cash equivalents or buy stuff. All right. We're doing our actions to get points to convert to cash equivalents and using that now to fund our business. Now, when folks that are in your organization, when they do their actions, they get their points, but you get paid. You get commissions. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a minimum of 25% of those commissions. You don't have to remember all the percentages. I'm really sharing this with you so you understand how we're going to scale. I'm really sharing this with you so you can walk away with a believable game plan that even if your friends and family don't pay any attention to you when it comes to business, and you don't want to have to talk to your neighbor, and you don't want to have to make a list of people you know. You don't have to bother people that you go to your worship service with or what have you, that you are going to be able to build a business if you follow what we teach. All right? 25% minimum of your commissions or your override income, we're also going to reinvest that back into our business as well. And that's going to help us to get to 6 or 7 figures. So you'll understand that in just a few moments. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to show you some big money. All right. And so I need to give you this little disclaimer. There's no income guarantees, all that good stuff. I want to show you how the compensation plan is going to work and what that could mean for you. All right. Now, the compensation system is what's referred to as a matrix. It's a 3x10 forced field matrix. And let me share this with you as if you know nothing about a matrix. Now, some of you do, obviously. Many of you do. But some of you may not. All right. So here's what a matrix is. Everybody sits atop of their own 3x10 matrix. So there you are in green. So that's you. Now, there's 3 ways that people can fall in your matrix. First off, let's understand that matrix has a finite number of people that can be on any level. On your first level, all right, there can only be 3 people that are all affiliates just like you. And what an affiliate is someone who's come into the system, someone who's upgraded for $50 a year. No monthly auto ship with with Divvee. Now, for those of you going to want to leverage our systems, there'll be a monthly outlay, $1 for the first 7 days when our system launches, and then $30 a month thereafter. We'll pay us affiliate commission on that as well. So think this through. Think this through. $50 annually, $30 a month. All right, that's your cost of doing business if you do everything that we're talking about. $50 annually, $30 a month, and then, you know, scaling your business from there. All right, so you can have 3 people on your first level. Those 3 can have 3 on their first level, which would be your second level. So that's 9 on your second, 27 on your third, and you just multiply times 3. So on your fourth level, that could be 81 folks. On your fifth level, that could be 243 folks. Anytime anybody does their actions, they're earning points, you could be earning commissions, so on and so forth. So all total, that could be about 90,000 people in your organization. I'm going to show you don't have to have anything close to that to make some really good money here. Okay, here we go. 3 ways people can get into your matrix. 1, it could come from your personal referral. So maybe when we have the gentleman coming on in a webinar in a couple weeks, we'll do it after we launch CRB, Click, Rank, and Bank. We have him come on. He'll talk about you know, what's happening for him. He'll be able to show some results, what have you. He posted one ad. He got 6 people that have gotten the invite, requested an invite from him. They came to him. He posted the ad. They answered the ad. He even showed me what he sent them. And they said, ooh, yes, please invite me. I want a private invitation. All right. So now, anyone that you personally enroll or anyone that gets into Divvee from your invitation would be in your matrix. Okay. So I say you're green and you personally invite red here. So that's one way, from your personal invitations. A second way that people can be in your matrix is when someone that's in your matrix, all right, let's say red here is in your matrix, when they invite someone, all right, wouldn't you want your folks to hear about this same traffic method and begin to use it as well? I mean, once they get the course, they don't pay any more money for the traffic. I mean, all the traffic comes is free. Wouldn't you want them to do that? All right, so maybe they start duplicating that. All right, and then the third way is you can have something called spill. Let me show you what spill is. All right, since you can only have 3 people on your first level, if you referred 1, 2, 3, and let's say you referred now a 4th person that became an affiliate, that 4th person can't go on your first level because your first level is full. That 4th person, good night, pretty girl. I love you. It's my little girl coming to give me a kiss before she goes to bed. That 4th person would be spill. That 4th person would spill underneath one of these first 3. So you could actually be a beneficiary of spill, though we're not going to over promote that because we don't know that you will. You may or you may not. All right. So that's the third way. The point here that I want to make is it really doesn't matter how any of these folks got here. Did they get here because of your personal efforts? Did they get in your matrix because of the efforts of someone already in your matrix? Red enrolls burgundy, burgundy enrolls turquoise. Or did they get into your matrix because they spilled from on high? Ooh, plop, right here, okay? Came from above because someone from above is very active in building their business. It doesn't matter. These folks in here, when they do their actions, they're going to earn points. You can earn commissions. Now, I said the word can. What do I mean by can? Well, what happens is this. You've got 10 levels deep. To qualify, every person that you personally enroll that becomes an affiliate, okay, qualifies you for 1 level of pay. So if you enroll 1, then you can receive overrides from the first level, everybody that happens to be on that first level. If you enroll 3, then you qualify for 3 levels of pay. So anyone that's on the first level, anyone that's on the second level, anyone that's on the third level, when they do their actions, their daily actions, okay? Now, ultimately, you're going to personally enroll. If you follow what we teach, you should personally enroll at least 10 to qualify for your 10, and then even beyond that. So again, 1 traffic method, 1 little ad that did not cost him 1 penny to place, that he placed on yesterday, and he's gotten 6 leads, 6 people that opted into what he wanted them to opt into, and all 6 of those leads requested an invitation. Isn't that cool? All right, and you're going to hear about that in a couple weeks, and you're going to be able to get the course. And again, I have the course, And what blew me away was the simplicity of the course. Is not something that's going to take you a week or 2 weeks to figure out. And you don't have to be a techie or anything like that. And you're going to be able to self-generate leads. My RAS people, you're going to be able to do it for your mobile marketing systems. And then our CRB, Divvee people, you're going to be able to do it for Divvee. I'm going to wait until we've launched CRB first so that you have lead capture pages and you have a follow-up sequence. So when people opt in, they're going to continually get a sequence coming from you if they don't take action right away. All right, let's go to work here. Got to finish up. Let's show you the money. All right, so here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line. For weeks, what we were showing is an average of 10 cents per action that you would receive in commissions. The company was saying some actions, might only pay a penny. Some actions might pay a quarter. But on average 10 cents. Over the last few weeks, what we've learned is that they brought on, signed much more lucrative deals with companies where some actions might pay $10 as opposed to where Divvee was maybe making $1.50 for us to watch a video, and they were paying 10 cents a level times 10 levels or $1 out to the field. There's going to be some actions that's going to pay Divvee $10. All right, so that's almost 10 times the amount. There's going to be some actions that's going to pay Divvee $25, $30, $45, $50. I've heard as high as $70 for certain actions. Okay, so I'm just going to use 10 cents as our example. All right, let's go to work. Okay, now, so I'm going to show you how we're going to scale now to a 6 or 7 figure business. Let's say that you have 10 people in your matrix. Okay. You've got 10 people in your matrix. And remember, they could have gotten there one of 3 ways. You could have sponsored them. Someone who's already in your matrix could have sponsored them. They could be spilled from on high. We're just not going to over promote that. Okay. You got 10 people in your matrix. Let's say they hear our messaging. And if you use our marketing system, this is all they're going to ever hear. Okay. They're going to hear this messaging again and again and again and again. And the messaging says, hey, make what you make on your personal activity. Rank what the company refers to as ranking and sharing. All right, doing your daily actions. Take a percentage of that, reinvest it back into your business. All right, so let's say that they do enough actions on a daily basis. All right, at 10 cents per action, commissions to you on average. Could be more, could be less. We've been using 10 cents. That's what the company was using, and now we're hearing it could be a lot more than that. Okay. So you're making about $50 a day here times 30 days a month. You're making $1,500 in commissions. Now, here's what we're going to do this differently that most marketers would not even know to do. Okay? We're not going to go and spend all that money. What we're going to do is we're going to recapitalize back into our business. The first thing we're going to do is let's assume that we did $1,000 worth of gift cards, all right, for that month from our own activity. We're going to take a minimum of 50% of that, or $500. That's going to go towards our marketing budget for the next month. And then we just generated $1,500 in commissions. We're going to take a minimum of 25% of that to add to that budget. The rest, do whatever you want to with. Hope you do something productive with it, okay? So at this point, you now have an $875 budget. Ladies and gentlemen, now, maybe there's another course you want to get in terms of resource to learn about Twitter or to learn about Facebook traffic, okay? Maybe there's another tool. Maybe you started off with CRB, but now you hear about mobile marketing and you want to start incorporating mobile marketing. All right, so maybe you get the mobile marketing tool. Maybe you start doing some additional traffic. Maybe you're doing some self-generating leads from what you've learned to do, let's say from our in-house traffic guru. All right, but and he would tell you that you want to get a mixture of self-generated leads as well as paid traffic that you can automate. So you got a combination of those things going on. That's going to help you get more visitors to your site, get more people opting in, and it's just a numbers game. Okay, he was telling me that he's got a particular offer that pays him $300 when he gets a sale. And he's got it so dialed in now that he knows it costs him about $40 to acquire a customer that's going to do business with him, where he walks away with $300 in commissions. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is not just going to be about Divvee. While Divvee is going to be a huge part of it, this is going to be a lot more about helping you to become an entrepreneur. And if you suck now at marketing, it's not because you suck. It's just that you haven't had the traffic going. You haven't had a good lead capture mechanism with a robust follow-up system. You haven't heard this messaging before. Not only are you going to hear this messaging, but it's going to be refreshing to those that come behind you. All right, so that's going to help you start to scale your business. Now, as your business scales, all right, let's say now all of a sudden you've got 25 people, all right, doing the same type of actions. Now you're up to $3,750 a month. Now, what do? It's real simple. It just becomes a numbers game. If you made $1,000 in gift cards yourself in that example, all right, you already had a $500 budget from your personal activity. Now you take $3,750 and you take 25% of that, you got $900 and almost $40 additional. All right, and so now this next month, you've got a $1,400 budget. You see how now you're starting to scale. Now you're getting more visitors to your site. You're still using good quality lead capture mechanisms. Now your commitment to your business is a little bit more. So maybe you are adding on a second traffic generation strategy, self-generation strategy. Now you're starting to learn about some paid traffic methods, starting to put some of that on automatic pilot. All right, then you get to, let's say, where you've got 56 people following suit in your matrix. They don't have to be personally enrolled, personally sponsored. But again, in one ad, he's got 6 folks that came from one ad that didn't know him. All right, they don't know that he's the in-house traffic guru. They don't know that, okay? He just placed the ad where he's going to show you how you can place the ad and give you maybe like a format of what to say, and you'll kind of, make it your own and what have you. Here, look at this. This gets you to $8,400 a month. That gets you to $100,000 a year. All right, and so what would happen here? What would happen here? Did you hear the lyrical miracleness, by the way? That gets you to $100,000 a year. What would happen here? My gosh, that boy is talented. My goodness. All right, so still $1,000, let's assume, from your own personal activity. All right, so we're taking $500 as our budget, 50% of that, right? Now we just generated $8,400 for the month. We're going to take a minimum. You can do more, by the way, a minimum of 25%. And you better be doing that so you can get some tax write-offs, right? Now you got a $2,100 with the $500. You got a $2,600 marketing budget. See, marketing is really nothing more than a function of numbers. The law of averages. The law of averages say about 1 to 5% of the people that opt into your list are going to do business with you. That's just pretty standard, 1 to 5%, all right? But the law of averages require the law of large numbers. So we've got to get enough people going and opting into our list for those law of averages to really start to shape out for us. And so let's say you got 2%, all right? Well, if you had 1,000 people in a month that opted in your list and 2% of them joined you, that's 20 people that joined you. What if you had 10,000 people that were added to your list, all right, and 2% joined you? That's 200. That's 200, okay? Is that right? 2%, that might be more. Is that right? Yeah, 20% would be 2,000, so that would be 200, okay? All right. And let's show you 7 figures and we'll start wrapping things up. All we're doing is adding a zero. I told you we were going to show you 6 or 7 figures, and you don't have to have some huge organization, all right? And that's why being a part of our following is going to be so important. There might be others earlier on that will build larger teams and larger organizations. We're going to be able to make a lot of money with smaller teams to start because there'll be much more understanding of what it takes to build a marketing enterprise. All right, so now at $84,000 in this example, you do that times 12 months, that takes you to $1 million a year, okay? You got your $500 from your own personal activity. You're still going to continue to 50% to 100% from your personal activity, all right? And now, though, you got $84,000. You're going to take 25% of that, and you've got a large, and most of that's going to be advertising. Now, by this time, you've probably shifted most of your traffic generation to some type of paid marketing. It might be search traffic with Yahoo or Bing or Facebook or what have you. And when you get to that point, most of your traffic generation is really happening on autopilot. You're just paying to be in the place where traffic comes. It's just that simple, okay? And that's just going to allow you to scale more and scale more and scale more. And so again, as I was talking with this in-house traffic generation guru, and I know the person who he's sat at his feet for the last few years, and some of the nuggets he just shared with me, and he may share some of those nuggets on some of the webinars that we'll have him hosting with us once we launch CRB. All right, so let's give you your call to action here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? If you are here and you are not yet in Divvee, all right, what you want to do is you want to get back to the person who referred you, and you want to ask them for a personal invitation. That's the only way you can join Divvee. Now, here's what I want you to do. We've given you value tonight, okay? So I don't want you going on YouTube trying to sponsor shop and trying to find somebody. No, whoever got you here, even if you don't know them, they sent you a Skype, they sent you an email, they sent you a Facebook, and you saw the link and retrace those steps, because what that means is that that's a person that's a part of our following, and you want to be a part of our following. And it doesn't matter if you happen to be in our matrix or not. Some of you are not going to be in our matrix, and we're going to do, we build the same regardless. All right, so CRB will be available to anybody who wants to use it, so on and so forth. Now, I've already given you the pricing on that. When we launch it, it's going to be a $1 trial for 7 days, and then thereafter it'll be $30 a month, okay? All right, now, so what you want to do is you want to get back to them, and these are the things that you need to provide for them so they can send you an invite. You need to give them, obviously, your name. Number 2, you need to give them your email address. Number 3, you need to give them your cell phone number. And then number 4, tell them what country you are in. They can send your invite either by text, or they can send your invite by email address. They'll need to know what country you're in to determine the best way to send your invite. If you're not in the same country, then texting you may not work because of their plan or because of you're not receiving text or what have you. So they would know that they would need to do that via email. All right, so get back to the person that referred you to tonight's webinar. Ask them for an invite to Divvee. All right, maybe even put that in the subject line if you're sending them an email. Hey, send me the Divvee invite. And let's just say that. Send me the Divvee invite. Okay. All right, and then provide your name, your email address, your cell phone number, and the country. Okay. All right. Let me stop there. I want to do just a very, very quick Divvee update as I have it. Don't really have a lot that we haven't already shared, but just a very quick update and a very quick CRB update, and then we'll get into some optional Q&A, okay? As it relates to Divvee, make sure those of you that are already in, I'm going to put in the questions box, I am going to put the URL for accessing the Divvee back office. Okay, this is not where you're going to do your ranking and sharing. If you pay attention to the link in the chat box. Okay, that link that I just gave you is going to take you, you're online, you can be on your tablet, you can be on your computer or what have you, and you click on that link that I just gave you, and here is going to be your sign in up here. And this is going to get you into the back office. All right. Right now, there's some things like loading up your photo and what have you. I don't believe that's active just yet. So I know people have tried to load up their photo, and it's not taking just yet. Remember, we're in beta, so we expect there to be some bugs and what have you, okay? Now, this is different than logging into your app. You're not going to do any of your ranking and sharing activity from the back office in Divvee. You're going to go into the back office. So in the back office, you'll be able to go to your redemption center. In the back office, you'll be able to look at your profile. In your back office, you'll be able to look at those that you've personally enrolled. The matrix, there is a bug with the matrix, and I don't know if they see the matrix as it should be. The way it is displaying on our end, I know there is a bug. For instance, on my first level is full. All right, I've got 3 on my first level, but it only shows right now really 1 leg. So it's got everything happening under 1 leg. It's not showing the second and the third leg. I don't know. I have a support ticket in on that. I don't know. I just know that that's an issue, and we'll be patient. We know that they'll get that all figured out and what have you. It may already be looking right on their end, or maybe it just hasn't translated to our end. Okay, as it relates to actual ranking and sharing, you're going to rank and share from the actual app. All right, so when you register, by the way, you want to use an Android. We can't even use Apple products right now. And I would have everyone right now to make sure you've got an Android phone. It's just much easier, because when you're inviting someone, you have to add them to your contact list. Now, if you have a tablet, there are some apps that allow you to do a contact list, and I tried it out. It didn't work for me just yet, and maybe I just need to spend a little bit more time. If we see that there's a particular app where you can add contacts on your tablet, we'll let you know. I have not found that app yet that was very simple to be able to show folks. So even if you have to go out and get you an Android phone, it doesn't have to be an expensive one, and it doesn't even have to have, don't go and get another plan or anything like that. You're really going to need Wi-Fi access. All right, so you're going to add them to your contact list. All right, you're going to add them to your contact list, and then you're going to send out the invite. Now, if you give me a moment, I'm going to bear with me. I meant to have this and I forgot before we got on the webinar. I sent something out and posted it on one of our webinars, and I'm pretty sure we sent this out to our email list that gave instructions for both the invitee and the person doing the inviting. So give me just a moment and let's see if I can find that real quickly. I'll post that here in the box. Bear with me. Bear with me. I think this is it. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not it. Okay, what I may have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm not seeing it right now, but I know I have it back here. So I will, I'll make a note to make sure that we send that out with our post on tomorrow. Okay, let's talk about real quickly. Okay, so real quickly, the link that I just shared with you logs you into the back office. That's the website. But you want to obviously go into your app. All right, so you should have your app maybe sitting on your phone or sitting on your tablet. You're going to click on there. And one thing you want to do on a daily basis is go back to the Google Play Store. Okay, and if you just get a phone or you just get a tablet and you're not used to all this kind of stuff, because I really wasn't either. All I did was I Googled Google Play Store, and then it popped up. Okay, I went to the Google Play Store. Go into the Google Play Store at least once a day and search for Divvee Social. All right, and it's going to bring up the app, and if it says update, then that means that you need to update your app. Okay, there might be some new stuff that's happening, and you want to have the latest version. So I did that, and I've got a little test account that I use that I'll be using sometimes for on-screen training. And so what happened is today, this new piece showed up right here. This is going to be for the shopping portal. All right. The travel portal doesn't appear to be live just yet. It says it's coming soon. All right. And when you log in to your app, this right here is where you're going to be doing your ranking and sharing. Okay. So you'll have like your initials here. You'll do your ranking and sharing here. This is what this Google Plus dude is where you're going to use to send invites. And ultimately, you'll be able to access the travel portal and the shopping portal back here. All right, so make sure that at least once a day you go to the Google Play Store and see if you need to update your app. Now, as it relates to actions, we were very fortunate that Divvee was going to take down their site for preparation of getting into this beta phase. And we were fortunate that we were able to register like 24 hours before they did that. And so before they came back live to start this new beta phase, we were able to do the actions. And we were able to do and they told us that this wouldn't necessarily always be forever and ever, amen. But we were able to do as many as 120 actions a day. Okay. And, my wife was doing it. My mom was doing it. It was truly. And so we saw plenty of actions. Then, unfortunately, there were some bad guys that did things wrong. All right. They set up a lot of fake accounts. They created some type of robot, some type of bot to simulate watching the videos, and they collected all these points and what have you. And that became a big mess. That became a big issue with the ad networks. The ad networks want to make sure that we are, everybody's individually watching, all right, because they're putting their ad in front of you, all right? And so as a result, what Divvee did is they pulled back on the content until they could put some processes in to better ensure that the bad guys can't do the bad guy kind of stuff. All right, so they get rid of the bad guys, and that's one of the reasons why we've got the personal invitation system now to ensure that we're dealing with real people that really want to share their opinion, that want to view the information, do the action, so on and so forth. Now, yesterday there was a conference call. We had a webinar. And there was a conference call where a gentleman by the name of Lance Conrad, who is the president of Affiliate Something, I don't remember what the something is, but let's just say he's basically the face and the mouthpiece for the field. All right. So essentially, before Lance came aboard, two of the founders were having daily updates or a few times a week updates. And to be honest with you, they're great guys. They're not the most effective communicators. Lance is an extremely effective communicator. But what was happening is one might say something and then somebody else may say something slightly different, and that just caused mass confusion. So Lance is basically the face and the voice of the field. And he meets with Richard and Troy on a daily basis. He's meeting with the tech team to see where we are, so on and so forth. Well, last night, the idea was to have, Lance was going to come on a call. We have a very strong leadership team. We're in a very strong leadership team. And we did our webinar, and we were going to have our folks go over to the call where Lance was going to be featured. And there were so many people on the call that basically broke the system. When I connected with the gentleman who was hosting that call, as we were still on our webinar, he was able to get me onto it was really like a four-way with Lance was there, Mia was there. We had Mia on, what was it, last week, I believe it was, Dan and myself. And so for the first time, I got a chance to actually speak with Lance. And I basically just sat in the cut and I just listened as Lance was basically sharing where we are. And so there is going to be another opportunity this coming Thursday. I believe it's going to be 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll do what we did this last time. We'll have our webinar at 8, and then we'll go over to their function with Lance. But I got a chance to hear from Lance, and one of the things he talked about is where the company is now. Obviously, we're in beta. Obviously, in beta, there are going to be bugs. And one of the things that he talked about is just the fact that there's over 100 clients or contracts that they have with clients. There is a ton of actions. We don't see them yet because they've got to integrate them. The biggest thing that they're wanting to make sure is done first is the smoothing out of the enrollment process, okay? They know it's important, obviously, to integrate more actions. So right now, we haven't seen a lot of actions. We should see more. Maybe towards the end of the week, we'll see things pick up. And then in another week, we'll see things pick up even more. And what he said is, by the end of the month, we should have, a lot more of this integrated. And, we're still going to have bugs. All right, I want you to get that. We're still going to have bugs because, this is really this has never been done before. Bottom line, all right. And anytime it's never been done before, you don't have a track to run on. So it's a white canvas, and you find out that didn't quite work the way we wanted it to work. So let's do this and what have you. But he's more than confident that the company is. They've got the right people in place. They've got the right technology in place. It's just a matter of syncing everything together. They've got the contracts and working on more. And so what we want to do, there's going to be some folks that they're going to faint during the season, because not everything works the way we want it to work right out of the gate. Okay. And if you're new, why am I saying this to you? Did you hear that lyrical miracleness? If you're new, why am I saying this to you? Because I want you to have some fortitude. All right. I don't want you to be one of those folks that at the first sight of a little adversity, you wither away. That's not our audience. And if that's who you are and you're not willing to change, you won't stick around us that long. Okay. And we'll love you just the same. But we are building we're building a network of mature people. I don't mean in terms of age necessarily. I mean in terms of understanding business, and things happen, and we're at the forefront of something that's never been done before in our space. And we have the potential, ladies and gentlemen, to really change the financial landscape for our family. So I got a chance to actually hear him firsthand last night for about 30 minutes while we were on the webinar. When I said, "Hey, I'm on a call," that's because I'm sitting there, I'm taking it all in, and so we'll definitely be looking to join a call with him later on this week. It probably won't be on our webinar line. We'll probably be using. Because we're not the ones setting it up, we'll probably go to their webinar line. Okay, I want to do just a little bit real quickly and just kind of give you a quick update on CRB. Hope I can do this. I was having a problem earlier today, so hopefully I can. Bear with me. Okay, so CRB, Click Rank and Bank, is going to be our marketing and training portal. And so really excited to see this. Now when we go under, and this is not available to anyone just yet, obviously, but when you go under my web pages, this is where you're going to have, let's see how many capture pages we have in here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 per row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows. So there's 24. This one up here is 25, 26. All right, so we got 27 capture pages in here now. Okay, all of them link to the internal autoresponder. For those of you who have your own autoresponder, we'll have a video that'll walk you through how to incorporate our messages into your autoresponder. But here's an example of got my screen too big here. There we go. Okay, Here's an example of one of the capture pages. This free video series exposes a full-blown point-by-point system for getting paid over and over again, even if you can't recruit, make sales, or just plain suck at marketing. Okay. Do you need 27 capture pages? No. Why do we have 27 capture pages? And we'll be adding more. We'll probably be at 27, 30 when we launch. And then, a month from now, we'll add some more. And a month from then, we'll add some more. Because we're going to have a lot of people ultimately using these same capture pages. And so we want to have enough variety so that it doesn't get ad blindness. Now, we could use one capture page for probably a few months before it started having ad blindness. Ad blindness meaning, people, man, I've seen that and they don't even pay any attention anymore. You want to have some, man, I saw that again. Wow. Because they didn't opt in the first time. And then maybe it's the 7th time or the 8th time. But at some point, you don't want to have, you got to have some differences. And so that's what we've done here. The messaging. In some cases, you're going to have the same messaging, but on different backgrounds. So let's see. Got that. Okay, so same messaging, different background. Same messaging, different background. Let's go here. We've got some of the messaging that's specific to various audiences. So here's a messaging and a background specific to college students. So maybe you're doing some type of advertising or some type of promotion to college students. The messaging on the back end is pretty much the same, but this is designed to get the attention, let's say, of college students. Retirees. Once again, same messaging, but our target here is retirees, and of course we want to show a family that looks like that they could be enjoying retirement. Then there's going to be other capture pages that have different messaging. All right, so this is a slightly different message. Finally uncovered, shocking video series reveals a fail-proof step-by-step guide on how you can build a 6-figure empire. The other messaging didn't say 6 figures. This one says 6 figures, okay? And, again, different background, really nice background there, all right? So a person can come into CRB, never done a lead capture page, never knew how to set one up, and they'll just be able to come back in here and they'll be able to choose whichever ones they want to use, okay? And of course, you can use multiple and different campaigns. So maybe you're doing a campaign where you are targeting college students, where you might use the one that's more for college students. There'll be some, for instance, let's see. All right, we got some feedback with some folks saying, well, hey, what about, what if you didn't say suck? What if you said stink? All right, so we did this here where you basically have the same messaging, and instead of saying suck there, we said stink. So if you don't like the suck, now I will tell you the video is going to say suck, but maybe on the front end you wanted something that didn't say suck. All right, then slightly different messaging there, changing out the suck from the stink. All right. Here's another one here. All right, so some of them will have various backgrounds, different messaging. Basically, we've got 3 or 4 messages and then just different backgrounds. And in some cases, we've got the same background with, maybe we've got different messaging, but it's got the same background so that we can start to see and test and see which of the messages are getting the best responses, which of the backgrounds might be getting the best responses, so on and so forth. So we've got that, and right here, when you come back here, I'm hoping we can change the order of these, but what you see right in here, these are the actual video pages that people will go to. So what will happen is they're going to opt in. All right, so they're going to opt in, And when they opt in, it's going to take them directly to a sales page. And then the next day, they're going to opt in. It's going to take them to a sales page. They will also get an email that day. Okay. Then on the next day, they're going to get an email. So for 30 days, they're going to get at least one email for 30 days. And each email is going to have a video page. And that's going to be the training for the day. Okay. Well, good day to our amazing audience. All right. We never say our name, by the way. So they never know who we are to try to look us up on Facebook or try to look us up on YouTube or anything like that. This is what we mean by providing value. All right. So you're going to be providing this valuable information. So basically what we just did for about an hour's time where we wrapped Divvee in value. Okay, that's what we did. We didn't mention Divvee up front. Now I think you probably saw it when you first came on the webinar, but as we were going through the presentation material, we never said the word Divvee. Why? Even here, do we not say the word Divvee initially? Because we don't know if they're going to watch the entire sales video when they first opt in. All right, and we don't want to prematurely share the name of the offer only to have them to go to YouTube. And then they do find me on YouTube because I'm there promoting Divvee on YouTube as an example. I'm not yet, but let's say that's the case. Or somebody else that's good at YouTube marketing. We want this lead to get such value from you that when they join, they're going to be joining you. And so you'll see that each one of these will have its own timer. I'll go grab a couple more of these. Welcome back, ladies. All right, so you see this one has a 4-minute timer. We're giving a value there. We're talking about how you build your business, how you scale to a 6 or 7-figure business. Every few messages that we have, typically like every third message, we do something a little different. Instead of that being a training message, it might here we're featuring a comedian Sinbad. Or it might be a personal development message, or it might be let's take a mental vacation break. Now, for those of you that's going to have CRB, the great thing that you're going to also be able to do is you're going to be able to come back here, and let's say you have an existing email list, and you want to send out something of value to them. You can come back on any one of these, take this link, grab this link up here. Well, good day to our amazing audience. We trust that you're having a phenomenal part. And now you've got training to send to your audience to provide value for them. For those of you who are in my SMS text messaging system, my mobile marketing system, same thing. You come back here, you want to provide some value. You come back here, you get the one of the trainings there. And then the other thing that we will be doing is, and it costs us to have each one of these pages made. Obviously, you can imagine it costs us. But in time, one of the things that we'll be doing is, let's say we're having let's say we have a webinar. Maybe it's a training webinar, okay? And boy, it was a really good webinar, great content. We may very well go to my program and say, hey, make this a page, so that so there's always a call to action. Give me a moment. Okay. All right. So you see, there's always a call to action, and then at the end of the timer, we'll get to a timer here in a few moments. Okay. At the end of the timer, there's going to be a call to action button that's going to pop up, and when they click on that call to action button that's going to pop up, it'll say something like "Join our team" or something to that effect. It's then going to take them to a separate page, and on that page, we're going to have an invitation. We're going to have an instructional video. So they will know how to request an invitation from you. We'll probably have it dynamically pop up with your contact information, your name, your email address, so on and so forth, so that they can send you the same stuff I said, hey, get back to the person who referred you, until they change, if they ever change the invite system. This is what will have to happen is they come through, they get the information, then they request a personal invite. But your information will be there so they can request a personal invite. If we ever have a system where they don't have to have a personal invite, they just go to your link, then obviously we'll make those modifications if and when that happens. So what I want to just share with you, what I wanted to show you is just the value that you are going to be able to bring to the marketplace. You'll have the 31-day series, the 30-day series, excuse me. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. And again, we are providing. All right, you'll have the 30-day series. You don't have to really do anything with these right here, these pages here. We're making that available, so in case you just wanted to grab the page, text it out, grab the page, provide some value on Facebook. You know, one of the things that you might want to do is say, hey, I've got this phenomenal insider training, you know, 7-figure secrets, 7-figure nuggets, what have you. If you would like to get today's training, inbox me. And I'm telling you, that stuff works on Facebook. It does. It does. People start inboxing you, and now you just go and now you've got some value. Okay? Now you've got some value. Actually, I'd want you to grab one of these capture pages, get the lead. All right? But you've got value. That's the whole point. Okay. All right, so I am now in terms of timing. When do I think that we may be launching? We lost a lot of valuable time on last week as Divvee was launching, and of course we were having to get used to the invitation system, and we spent a lot of time on webinars, so we lost quite a bit of time. You're not going to hear a whole lot from me this week. I'll be on the webinar on Thursday. We'll probably send something out tomorrow. You know, I think I was up to about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then had to be up at 6. So here's what my primary thing is. I want to make sure that we've got all the capture pages, and of course those are being loaded up. I still have to load some of the autoresponder messages. Okay, we've got the pages themselves, the videos themselves, but the actual verbiage for the autoresponder messages, I'm through day 20 now. I need to get through day 30. I will tell you that when you first come in here, under a lot of these sections, you're going to have a lot of coming soon. All right, and the reason is because we're behind, particularly because of what happened last week. Okay, and so when you come in here, I want you thinking, all right, we've got the lead capture pages. We've got the autoresponder series, all right, and that's worth a lot more than I'm telling you, $30 a month. It's as much work as this is, just the work it is. Okay, I know what this did for me when I was doing this with my own list, and I didn't make this available to anyone because it was such hard work, and at the time I didn't know how to duplicate all that stuff. I did a $1,500 traffic campaign, all on automatic pilot. Never did a webinar, and I got 8 new people that joined me in that particular enterprise that month. All hands off. Okay, all hands off, and it was nothing to the degree that we're doing here. It didn't have nearly the value. It didn't have any of that kind of stuff. So I just want you to know when you come in, if you go in and you see under any of these other sections, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, that you realize that we will be adding content and what have you. And then another thing, again, another big thing that we were able to solidify today is having our inside traffic guru who will make periodic appearances on webinars with us to talk about some of the traffic methods and strategies and what have you. Okay? All right, so I'm finished there, ladies and gentlemen. You've been amazing. Queen, if you're still with us, I need to get back to work, so let's take 15 minutes. You can put any questions in your questions box. Let's take 15 minutes. Queen, are you still with me? Okay, I'll go. Maybe she had to step away. Queen, if you're talking, I can't hear you.